Hello and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to use the cell phone application that comes with your hosted phone system. It is going to allow you to place business calls wherever you have a cell phone signal. So that's very handy because a lot of times you don't want your personal cell phone to show up on caller ID. You'd prefer your business number to show up on caller ID, and that's exactly what this application allows you to do. It really allows you to place calls wherever you are as if you're sitting right at your desk in the office. So quite handy. First thing you want to do is go to your app store, whether you're Android or an Apple user, doesn't matter. At the App Store, you'll want to download Cornexa, Corenexa. It will be associated with that logo that you see on your screen. And then obviously you want to install and open that application. And once you do that, you'll have the sign-on screen. You'll use the credentials that are provided by VoicePro. The username is typically your email address, and the password is a default password that is provided by VoicePro. You'll also want to click the Keep Me Signed In box, and then also press the Sign In button just below that. Once you do that, you'll have some conditions to accept. And there's a few that are important that we want to point out. First of all, you'll want to decide how you want to use your application on your cell phone. Do you want to use it on Wi-Fi only, or do you want to use it on Wi-Fi and cell service? That depends on, of course, your data package, and those types of things might be an organizational decision, whether you want to just use this application when you have a Wi-Fi signal or you want to use it anytime. Make that decision and then, of course, select appropriately from there. The other thing to keep in mind is it's going to ask you if you want to import your cell phone contacts into the application. Many people decide against that. Again, that's a personal decision, whether you want your cell phone contacts accessible on this application, purely up to you. Other important one is you want to enable the cell phone speaker and microphone for the application to use so you can make and take phone calls, obviously. Once you log in, you'll be faced with this screen that has the features laid out pretty straightforward. First one at the top, of course, is your voicemail, and you'll be able to see your voicemails that are left. And if there's a new one, you'll have a little indicator, a little icon will show up with the number of new messages that you have. As pictured here, there is one new message in this example. So you'll be able to listen to those and deal with those accordingly. You can also access your greetings in this option as well. For those who are using the conference bridge function of your hosted system, you can schedule conference calls with that option. You can also view all the activity for your extension, both incoming and outgoing calls, internal and external. All of that is accessible with that option. And then also you're able to build a directory and select from contacts that you have on this application. You have a keypad, of course, which is a very standard touchscreen keypad that everyone's used to seeing these days. And then you also have a virtual attendant option, which allows you to set call handling rules depending upon time of day or day of the week. So that can be quite handy for those who are active application users. The other thing you'll want to take a look at would be the settings option, and that allows you to craft some different or some changes with regard to the application. For example, setting up a call forward to another extension. All of this is pretty intuitive. Once you get into using it, it will be no time at all. You'll be up and running without any problems. Some things to keep in mind with this application, very important to realize that if your cell phone gets a phone call, it will interrupt the application call. So that's key to remember. If you're going to use the app, we suggest putting your cell phone into Do Not Disturb, so any calls coming to your cell phone will go directly to your voicemail and not interrupt the application. The other thing to keep in mind is you will notice that when you're actively using the application, it does use power, so just keep an eye on your battery. Uh, we don't want you to run out in the middle of a conversation, obviously, but it's not that it uses a lot, but it is something that you want to keep an eye on because the application does consume power. That those are the broad strokes of your cell phone application for your hosted phone system. And thank you for watching and listening.